name's Jay, and we are back in Classic today. Feels good, man. I figured I would chime in and just bounce into something I felt extremely comfortable with. So, IG it is. To me, IG is starting to feel a little brainless. Not gonna lie. I think I've played it so much, I'm just really worn down on the intricacies. Although I will have to say, this hand looks absolutely garbage. My god, double full throttle, no vehicle. Faeburn, nothing to discount. And we pick up a card, it's Born Soldier, my lord. Okay. I did deploy the Shock Trooper. We need it to kill this trooper, or this trooper will never die, in my opinion. So, I went ahead and got rid of that. Thank God we did find the 1 damage, though. We kind of needed it. It sucks that it's going to delay our 3E play, but we will draw a card off of it, and we can cycle in the meantime. I guess pinning fire is okay. Really hoping that he doesn't have an Ogryn here or something huge that offsets my tempo. Please just, like, talent or something. Okay. Sure. Why not? Tim gets a enemy Tim. The first time I believe I've ever said the phrase enemy Tim. Tim's normally on our side. Tim the Servo on the enemy side. Do draw the vehicle. Could have pushed one out here. Decide not to. Just going to play a setup turn, get this Ogryn into play. Hopefully can combat that Tim. Don't want to take too much incidental chip. Maybe it was wiser to run out the tank there. Had 4, could have double discounted it to 2. I guess we could have. Too late, too little, I suppose. What do I want to do here is the real question. I'm going to pick off both these troops, first of all, and then play the tank. Kind of want the Vox Op. Play this, go down to 3, full throttle, put that to 3. I don't know if that's worth it. Thinking about doing this, but I don't know. I just don't see why I wouldn't just play it. I don't feel like there's a need to rush it out. Maybe we can get value out of one of these full throttles later and push out a secondary tank or something. I think this is a pretty stable board state, hiding a tank behind an Ogryn. He's on 5E. I don't suspect him to be running full throttle, so we'll have to see. I don't think he could push out anything too crazy here. Artillery strike comes down. Some pretty mid rolls. Minka into hand is extremely interesting. Might as well go ahead and deploy these troops. I'm going to throw out the Armoured Lightning to throw a little bit more resilience on this. With any luck, we can drop a Minka and stun something up and start reactivating this ability. Get some crazy value. Second artillery strike, that seems pretty hopeful. Gets one of them. Picks off another with face damage. Lead by example. Those are pretty 2 sets of really weak turns. I do like artillery strike. It just has a home and a place, and I don't think that was probably the turn to use it. Minka comes down. I like just playing the 2 troops and getting the pinning fire off. Could have dug for a stratagem here, but we have so much burn on board. I'm just going to send out all my pings, because he's stunned, and I expect to refresh these next turn. If not, just swing in with them and get the range damage kill. See if he has a solution for this. I don't see one in the top of my head, though, so it would be quite surprising. Gotta say, I must have eaten something that really upset my stomach, because it is gnarly right now. Yeah, Scout Sentinel into mechanized infantry, even with the discount. Don't think that's enough, friend. Chimera just to bolster the situation. Yeah, I believe this is a wrap. We'll see if our opponent sees it, or we'll have to play it out. Start throwing in trades, I guess. Alright, opponent sees it too. GG, let's move on. Hit another one. Got a couple more for you. Not the only one. It'd be kind of crazy if I just released like a 5-minute video and called it one day. I might save that for a day when I'm absolutely exhausted. Up against my favorite Warlord, and we all know how she's doing. My opinion of her right now will be it will be a game. I don't know how much more about it I can say. Do not have high hopes. So we can't break faith here, like at all. She's shielded. One attack's not going to cut it. So I think I'm just going to deploy as much as absolutely possible. This Faeburn discount is kind of mid. Not really a fan of it, but I am going to take it here. Vox Operator Ogryn. It's not Sentinel because we have full throttle for that if we want it. Gonna go ahead and put out the 2 shock troopers. Pass it up. Let's see what the play is, Miss Erica. What is your 3-drop? Kind of glad I got to go second here. Somewhat happy with that. I think most Ursula players are rather happy to go second. I think she's honestly better second than first. Just the additional shock trooper is so much value. Interesting that they're going to try and clear some troops. I guess they know that praying is not going to do much for them if they don't have a turn through play. Here I believe we're just going to full throttle the Scout Sentinel. The other option is to Minka, but I don't really like Minka because I mean, I guess it's okay, but we're not getting anything huge off the activation. I can save her for 4 and play her with this discounted Ogryn. I think that'll be fine. We're going to just tempo out this Scout Sentinel, get an activation of it next turn, and hopefully also play like Minka Ogryn, and then start activating this Scout Sentinel ability with her talent. So, let's see if our plan comes to fruition. What our opponent like to do here, Mr. Ryuken 0081. It is crazy to think that there were 80 other Ryukens before him. That is obviously why he took that number. Cleansing Flame's going to come out. Interesting placement there. I don't know if I agree with that. It's hard because you want to clear the Scout Sentinel here, but nothing came of it. Minka into Ogryn, we planned this. Going to activate the Scout Sentinel, apply some pressure. I'm going to keep the Scout, or the Shock Trooper back. Feeling like that might just be another Vanguard troop, an additional turn we can buy of time. Really going to try and harper down on this this talent and see how much we can abuse it with the duty ability of Scout Sentinel. The larger troop you have, the more disgusting it becomes. Even getting like one additional activation of a Chimera or a Taurox Prime is absolutely absurd value. So, the fact I know I'm getting ready to draw 2 cards here is great. Probably not yet. Should probably play out a troop first.
New orders in from command.
Out comes the Kasrkin, the Vox Operator. Aren't we finally glad I can pronounce that word? It took me like 70 freaking episodes to do that. Before I was like, yeah, you know what? That's not how you say it. I'm just going to Google it. I could probably do that for a lot of words in the entirety of 40k. I just don't. Oh no, I play for the game, not the vocabulary. Although I guess it is healthy to learn things, and I do like learning, so. I don't feel like that's the card he's looking for. That seemed really weak. Ugh. Now I kind of feel bad. This is just somewhat of a mop. Yeah, Gryf going to slam in here. Ugh. Make his friend. Her friend, sorry. They all make friends, to be fair. It sounds like a great line for a joke. So a Kasrkin, Vitus Gryf, and Minka walk into a bar. I don't know. What would be the punchline? Does Gryf start a bar fight? Fight to the last breath? Probably. Anyway. Opponent in a bit of a jam here. Fury of the Righteous. It does properly identify that Vox Operator is a threat, but there's more than one threat on the board. Miraculous Feat comes out. That card was good probably 5-6 patches ago, back when it was 3 faith. Sadly, because it is not still 3 faith and the requirement is now 6, that will not carry over to your next turn, and I am afraid you are dead, friend. Good game. I wish you the best playing Erica. Hopefully you have more luck than me. Not going to lie, I am honestly struggling to get this video out. Like I said, stomach problem. I don't know what's going on. I just woke up and I was like, ugh, gnarly. Probably drank too much during the Super Bowl. Not that I particularly paid attention. I will say that I wasn't paying a lot of attention. And then out of nowhere, some person started singing Spanish, and I was like, okay. And then it just went on for 30 minutes, and I didn't understand a single word that happened, and okay, I guess I should probably learn another language. Maybe sometime in my near future. I was like, I guess the States is kind of bilingual, so maybe that's a thing. Azrael, not particularly worried about this, especially if we have an extremely strong start like this, and they're just going to jam talent on 2 and 3. I don't really feel like that's extremely threatening. Gonna play the Kasrkin here. Throw an attack on the Warlord. See if I can't get the ping. I don't know if I'm willing to trade any other additional troops in, though. So I'm probably just going to pick this off with a Shock Trooper. No. Well, okay, maybe one more try. Okay, no go. It's not in my favor today. I'm just going to ping this. Yeah, I would have liked to have drawn the card there, but I was not willing to trade any more health on these units. I need to think the health on these units is somewhat required. Opponent is going to play another one, and talent on 2, 3, and 4. Somehow, I think if this is your early game strategy, this is probably not the way you want to be operating this list. I feel that your early game tempo is extremely offset by the fact that you are not slamming troops. These guys where you're spending effectively 3 energy to play 2/2 is not what you want to be doing. I, however, am not going to apply a ton of pressure. Going to take somewhat of a tempo loss, or a tempo loss, and play out the Cadia Stands. I could have played a Ogryn or perhaps the Cadian Standard Bearer to maybe apply some more pressure somewhat more fluidly. However, I think just if our opponent's not doing anything, I guess we don't have to particularly do anything either. We can just associate some value. Finally, first troop of the game on 5e. I somehow think your curve should be a lot lower than 5. Maybe they just had a bad hand. I don't know. It just does not seem ideal. I kind of want to spend all 5 of my energy here. I'm thinking like Standard Bearer into Vox Op or Talent, perhaps. I'm gonna see if I can't get a ping here. Would like to just trade in the Kasrkin. However, I did not get the ping with the Kasrkin proc, so I think I'm just going to trade both of my trade my Warlord and the Kasrkin into this troop and get this off the field. Going to play the Vox Operator. Cadian Standard Bearer does come out, taking an additional 2 damage for no reason. That is a good play me. Again, drinking Super Bowl. Excuse me. Sorry, you're going to see misplays. If you watch this channel, you have a problem seeing misplays. I will point them out as I see them when I'm sober. But I literally only play Warpforge while intoxicated, so I just have more fun that way. My brain is not hyper fixated all the time. I like to relax and kind of shrug my day off. So let's see what's going on. What is their 6E turn? Hopefully something big. Talon Master. Ancient Reliquary? Well, that is awfully tanky. Picks off the Shock Trooper. Tim does some damage. Thank you, Tim, for your assistance. I mean, Scout Sentinel's pretty good here. Should I dig with the talent first, or do you think I should play Shock Trooper in, or play the Sentinel and draw first? Looks like we're gonna opt to draw, just in case I found, like, I don't know, Artillery Strike or something. Scout Sentinel does come out. Now we're going to take the draw on this. Maybe not. Ooh. Going to take the trade. Interesting. Not even interested in the value of the Scout Sentinel. Going to apply pressure. Ah, I see. Okay. I see. We are taking a window to apply some pressure and get this damage out because my opponent has not really developed for the past few turns. Only the past turns have they played anything. Those first 3 turns were just our setup turns, and now we're going to try and close the game out. Opponent's sitting at 6. Quite low. I was worried of Deadly Hunters here on 7. I thought with as much agenda activations they would have found something. Wavering Zeal comes out. Sadly, I do not think that cuts it. We have 4 on board. They're at 1. Kasrkin draw. Ratling. Not quite. We can still find lethal through a talent, though. See if we can't pick up something. Forged Killers. That'll do it. Alright. While it's not pretty, it did occur. So, there you go. Alright, what's coming up next? Meanwhile, during all of this, my cat is going absolutely ballistic, chasing a ball around the house. Okay, bring into some black main here. Wondered if this is kind of a Huntmark build or a Saga build. What are we looking at here? I guess we'll find out. Turn 1 looking pretty good. Somewhat explosive. Shock Trooper into duty. Tim comes out. Faeburn. The God Hand. Gonna go through the discount on the tank. Looks like we have our 3E plate lined up. Might as well see if we can't find a curve filler, or very worst, we can talent. Maybe get this Vox Operator to come out and actually give the tank flank. Might be a little nice. I don't know if you guys can hear that jingling in the background. She is going wild. Got the 2 o'clock zoomies. Tim gonna put on some pressure here. Kasrkin hits the field. Gonna save the Faeburn to oh, actually I took a shot with that. I did not mean to actually range attack. I meant to activate duty. Okay, well that works too, I guess. I'm gonna save the Faeburn as something I can possibly trade in with later on. Don't really think I need to burn the damage on the Warlord right now. Drawing the Leman Russ tank is okay. Not exactly what I was looking for, but I mean, I'm happy just to have higher end curve cards. We kind of have our turns planned out for us, at least up until 5. See what our opponent decides to do. It's starting to look like Saga. They've really not jammed any troops yet, so... Seeing this player's MMR kind of makes me want to go climb. Alright, well I know that's in Saga for a fact, and is also in the sort of mid-rangey Ray Tactics decks too, I guess. So it could be either or, so we're still not absolutely positive what we're looking at. Apply some pressure here, hope for a Kasrkin proc. We do get it. Faeburn Vanquisher can take that trade that we mentioned earlier. Get another Kasrkin proc. Out comes the Vox Operator. I kind of like Forged Killers here. I think that's really the only option. Recon doesn't do a lot for us, and our turns are laid out. We kind of don't need to draw cards. See if they are going to remove this Vox Operator. I do believe it is the right play. Unless they have something better to do. Maybe remove the Kasrkin somewhere. Either way, the Vox Operator is scary, because we're going into my 5e turn, and they know I have a discount I haven't used yet. There's a lot to be said about this turn. We will see what the verdict is from our opponent. They are taking some time to think about it. That's absolutely okay. There is a lot of development to be processed here. I would be wondering where that discount was if so they may be thinking about the same thing. Interesting. Out comes the 5-drop. Is going to pick off the Vox Operator. Does decide it is the right call. I totally agree. 100%. Out comes the tank. No flank on it. Absolutely fine. See if I can't get an additional Kasrkin proc. I absolutely can on the Warlord. Just going to go ahead and trade that in. It served its purpose. We got an extra 3 damage off of it. Tim still hanging around. Doing the Lord's work. Preaching that Imperial Creed out to everybody. Been hanging around for almost 5 turns now. Their 6e turn. They've not played any smaller troops yet. The more and more I look at this, the more I think it's Saga. Oh my gosh. That animal. Holy, she's having fun. Not that I don't enjoy making YouTube videos, just when I don't feel well, it's not always my favorite thing to do. I honestly think after I'm finished recording this, I'm going to fly back and watch some old ASL videos back from, like, I don't know. I guess I could go watch when JYJ won, or I don't know, really fall back into like ASL 8 or 9, kind of watch those games. There's a lot of wild stuff. That's whenever Flash went to the military. So the games are a little bit more interesting because the greatest gamer of all time, and no, that's not up for debate. Flash, he went to the military back during like ASL 9 or 10, and the games felt a lot more wholesome because he wasn't so dominant. So, yeah. The most successful man with the highest win rate in competitive play ever, playing the most difficult video game ever made, without debate. Yeah, just the skill ceiling on that game is near impossible. A lot of times people ask me to explain StarCraft to them, and I'm like, well, it's not who necessarily plays the best, it's who makes the least mistakes. It's literally impossible to play the game perfectly. You could have 50,000 APM, actions per minute, and you would still not be playing that game to the absolute peak of its ability because there's no ceiling on the skill level. The faster you get, the better you will play, period. And Flash is just the best, so. Currently, it actually, he's the greatest of all time. May not be the best currently. Soma or Sulky, probably still pretty high. Light's up there. Then you got your Protoss gods, Bisu, Best, Snow. Just geniuses in their own right. Anyway, this game, where are we? Okay, so this is not looking like, yeah, okay, definitely not looking like Saga. This was a mid-range variant. They were just missing out on some of those early cards. Gonna get some triggers here, buffing up their team. Is going to pick off this tank. Opponent is sitting at 13, though. Well, 15 now. Let me see, I have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Is that right? 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Forge Killers on 2. Yeah, it's just lethal. I guess I'm taking some time to count this out.
Stop wasting time.
How hard is it to math, Jay?
Hot shot rifles primed. Kill shots authorized.
Kasrkin. Okay. High command seems a little needless. Gonna dig before I play? Okay, we pick up a Pinning Fire anyway, so we have mad lethal. Alright. Out comes the Forge Killers. Comes 5, 6, 7, 8. +4/+4. That'll be enough. Alright. With that being said, GG, Scones. Thank you guys for tuning in, and I'm off to watch StarCraft, so I will see you all next time.